Good evening, Irwan and Tita. Many thanks for doing this interview. It really means a lot for me to have this opportunity to be here and learn more insights of this brilliant work from you directly. Tanah Tumpah Daha, the land of spilled blood, marks the 10th years of your very long-term project, The Ring of Fire. It's electro performance conducting to capture your travel from Sumatra to Papua. And in this latest enactment, we follow your long search for a falling star, going into village after village, witnessing many deprived environments, such as the deforested peatland, the active volcano red zone, the gold mining site. And in this epic trip, you have demonstrated again and again how we are vulnerably connect to each other and how we can also learn to be mindful and learn to care, even by just changing our perspective and be aware of our gaze. Watching this work, I was really moved into tears many times. Your amazing storytelling, the actual weight of your care for life, for people, and many non-human actors have created such a deep, resonating power. And I hope we have enough time tonight to go through your creative process to unfold this very complicated, long story for our audience here in Taipei. So let me begin with a very intuitive question in the beginning. Travel has become your very unique artistic method and practice in the past years. How did you start in the first place? Do you regard your travel as a kind of performance, or is it just a series of random encounters, organic encounters in this journey? And for me, I feel like in my observation, I find it very difficult to make any distinction between the border of your life and artistic practice. But maybe it doesn't matter any longer to make such a distinction. But however, there are some noticeable like arrangement that I notice, like this very particular performative action, like the water shower in the pitland, carrying this water barrel to the volcano area, etc. And I guess this performative action took place according to a very spontaneous decision on the spot. And I'm really curious to know like how you have developed this intuition, how you work along your traveling, and how you decide that something is staged with certain action. And yeah, so yeah, I'm really curious, and I wonder if you can describe the instincts motivation for this stage scene, and to kind of share us your artistic method that you develop over the years.
Wow, thank you. Such a wonderful world. But also, I really like to say thanks to Ricky, who introduced our work to you. And then we reconnect again after a few years, a little bit doing on something. We think that our starting point as an artist, it start 2010 or 11. It was the first time that we go outside to see the real world, to see the reality. So since that time, I think we more and more learn, and our understanding to see the perspective about things also more, let's say, more playful. So we're not really direct into one event, because from my personal assumption, we are human only become a human when we are sleeping. So when we wake up and we wearing a costume, go outside, we roll on something, or we wearing a mask, we play a role. And when we go outside, everybody play a role. This is a magnificent, huge stage for us. And we just try to find the connection about these roles. and about to put on our stories. Sometimes very random, but also it's a very important that we have very a good motivation to achieve that stories. And this takes time and a lot of failure in the process. But failures also good as long as we have a nice argument.
Yeah, I think yeah, most of your question is I can say yes because we do have some how do you say, like plan or stage performance whenever we did a trip or a journey. But that kind of most like a, for us is, we felt it's more like an experiments rather than treating them as serious performance. So that's why we plan like series of experiments, and sometimes we also like if we're lucky, for example, the performance that Irwan did in volcano of Krakatoa. We already been there for a few times, so we know a bit about the environment, about the threats, about the situations, about the emergency, everything. And then when we go back home, and then we thought about something, and then we did it. So but of course, most of the times when we only have just one time visiting a place, for example, the place in Waburi, that one is in the southern part of Sulawesi, where Irwan plays with the skulls, with the skeletons and the teeth. I think that's really spontaneous experiments, because it just only Irwan can climb up to the caves.
Yeah.
And me, I'm just only the person who can hold the camera. So there's no other choice. That only Irwan can climb up. So and then Irwan just do whatever he wants in the cave. So
I think there are also some action like this water shower. I think it's like very activist kind of performance for me. It's like, okay, now are you becoming a tree or the soil, the peatland, and you are receiving the water and fire at the same time. It's
I think the more the more frequent we did a journey, or we did a research trip or whatever, I think the intuitions and also the feelings or the senses is, how do you say, is getting more and more sensitive.
And sometimes it's like very funny. Like we went to some place and then suddenly hey Tita, yeah, let's do it. So sometimes
sometimes really spontaneous. Sometimes could be crazy things.
And for example, I collect many kind of fruits who eaten by orangutan for no reason. Like really bring these fruits all the time, but the fruits it's rotten because of course with the climate and everything. And until almost 3 days, I always bring this fruit for no reason. And then suddenly Tita, why you don't put these fruits inside the travertine? So the fruits within a month will transform into the minerals, become a rock. So this kind of things is quite spontaneous and depends on our location, what things that we connect. We bring things we don't know. We feel that we are a little bit have a basic idea, but in the practice, we keep it open. It looks like more like, let's say, tabula rasa. So, but sometimes I not really satisfied. That's artist problem. Like, Tita, I wish I could. I wish I did that. Just
but you cannot repeat it either. It's just once of chance in all this journey.
Any one of chance, like for the pit, then I have to stop by the police, for instance. And then what else for the almost all Oh,
Yeah,
which
like the
ones?
boy, Leander, who, yeah, with the sand.
Hmm. Yeah.
And then suddenly one moment appear
Yeah.
like, okay, this is things that important for our let's say moment. This is the moment. So we grab the camera, but sometimes we miss a lot, of course.
Yeah. Well, actually, actually, we didn't do any directions to these kids. They just did it by themselves. We never said anything. So just everything just went natural. So they already comfortable with our camera. So we just sit and watching them playing with the sand. So it's already
Except
amazing performance.
when you eat
Oh,
the
the
gold.
Donuts.
yeah, the
that's
beetle
bad
nuts.
because
Yeah. That's
she have to
stage.
learn how to
How
Yeah.
to eat it.
How to eat it. Yeah. Because it did makes my head like instantly high. Yeah. I didn't prepare.
Yeah, but for this really complicated long journey, like you must also have to prepare so much in advance. No, like so how did you start planning your route around this long trip from Sumatra to Timika? Did it really begin with this falling star, or like how does it work for you? Or did you just
Or-
borrow urban legend somewhere and and make it up?
the falling star come very late, like really 1 week before we did the perform in Jakarta.
The
Mm.
idea of
Ideas,
putting
putting
yeah,
the star
the
as
shooting
a
star.
metaphor.
Mhm.
So all the things we don't know what gonna be looks like completely. So for the shooting star hunter, I did in 2021.
2021. Yeah. That was previous
For
recording.
yeah, for no reason I really want to
So
catch
it
that.
was not
Fun.
directly connecting to this trip at all. No.
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 I see.
So, but when I come back to all the materials, all the conversation, all this kind of findings,
Yeah.
I start to find some connection through like identities. And in Jakarta we hardly to see the stars because the air is so polluted. So
Yeah,
stars
and
like,
there's so many lights in the city. It's impossible.
yeah. So that's why I use like stars now.
Yeah, okay. So can you
So
explain further about the star, which is a very important connecting metaphor in all this chapter from these villages in Lompu, Wati, the monkey, you say she is the like shining star in the sky, and yeah, this national symbol, and yeah, and finally the morning star. So it began with the final enlightenment that okay, you want a falling star and you connect it, or how did it work?
I don't know. Just like really, there is no script at all in the beginning. How I combine all this together, and it's more. I think this is the other capacity how telling stories to we realize this subject is heavily close with the activism, with the human rights, ecology. But I think nowadays people are really a bit tired with these words. Like really, it's overused. Some words there is lack of meaning anymore because this kind of overuse. That's why when we come to kind of outside of this popular word and the stars, it's come more. I wish I could believe that star, but unfortunately, it's hard for me to believe. But all the society, it's really believed. Look at the symbol of religion, the symbol of the president, symbol of the our national symbol, corporations or political party. They believe all people really believe on that,
The symbol of the star,
the
right?
symbol of the star. So I feel sad about that because I try very hard to believe, but I can't.
Yeah. So for you, it's a very deep separation, kind of like how different ideology or how you are, I don't know, also shaping your critical eyes on this.
Yeah, could be. But and also stars because like I mentioned before, for example, when I saw the stars in the desert in Egypt, for example, that's like mind-blowing because things about humans, things about our deep times, about extraterrestrials, it's a bring us to many meanings of life. And we just realized that it's crazy. Our life is so short.
Yes.
It's very short. Like the for no reason, suddenly things very different to see this world. In that moment, I think the position of the stars and the big ego of humans, it's kind of interweaving in that moment and keep haunted me. Yeah, I don't know it's answer or not. What would you like to add something?
Yeah, I think I think the star in this project is kind of like the threads that connecting to all stories.
Yes.
Yes, and also like Irwan said, like the star itself in our culture, like in our religion. So we really believe in this form of star. Even the shape actually is I believe is fictional, like five
Yeah.
points. I don't know where it is coming from, but we believe that symbol, and we believe that this symbol give a lot of meanings to everything.
Mm.
But I think am I mistaken? All this kind of the capacity of star, it could be transformed into the very strong of power.
Yeah.
In terms of the state, for example, or ideologies.
Mhm.
So I think, but also it's a very problematic because the star it's not let's say it's not from our world or the outside our planet, but we are who lives in our archipelagos in this planet. It's busy with identity.
Yeah, even within your nation, like
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
politic and very political sized issue. Yeah, but it also seems that you are trying to bring up many kind of political criticism within your work secretly by embedded like a little like a footage here and there talking about the volcano dynasty, talking about this presidential election outcome, how people were protesting. Like, is there any kind of political agenda that you would like to particularly address in this work, or it's rather loose, it's just like something that's happened along the way that you kind of want to collect them into the constellation of idea?
So, well, a lot of issue behind the last elections in terms of the fairness and also the result, controversy result. But I turned out not many people asking about this. There is some people who try to bring this into like questioning, but most of them they are elderly.
Like in our generation, or
Our
even
generation,
older.
even old. So inside outside the place when the people took a place, mostly they are elderly took a
Doing the
doing
protest.
protest. And where is the young generation who in the reality, they might be have lived longer. But of course, not all, but if we back to the result of the numbers, most of these young people, they start losing their sense.
Hmm.
So that's why I think it's important for us as elderly artists to put our agenda in it, at least if something going wrong in the future. So we have this very marking time that we're
Yeah.
asking about this.
Mm. Asking for reflection. And yeah, it is rare if young people get more and more indifferent to politics.
Yeah. I think yeah.
And not only in Indonesia, like it happened in other country, like in Philippines, for example.
Mhm.
So it looks like become how can I say it? People getting easily polarized by the fake news or algorithms. So, and it's a very become easy to these people have their own opinion about something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's not only this work that have political context. We also have other projects that also have quite similar political context. But I think I think for us it is important because the like in everywhere, I think like the political situation is not really good, and also the people not really talk about that, and many young people especially they feel that our country is just doing fine. So I think it is important to put the political context issue in this because it's real, because we are facing authoritarian government again after
That is
after
And
yeah.
also like
after almost 25 years ago we were free from that, but then we are going back to the dark era again. So
Yeah.
and I think like because we know like we took a bus, so we follow all our journey with the Google Maps to see what the surrounding us.
yeah.
And when we pass like one province in Middle Sumatra, I was shocked because all these landscape are damaged because they're doing the mining.
Yeah.
It's almost like the earth are cancer, has a very serious cancer, but there is no pay attention about it. Like,
That's also
yeah,
true.
Yeah, the image that you filmed in Sumatra for me was really devastating. It's so sad to see the land completed flat and burned.
and also the size, it's like magnificent, like really again beyond human scale. And in this kind of case, we need really good structurals to make this replantation or regeneration. But I feel skeptical now. Even this kind of things, maybe you heard about the Indonesia have moved to the new capitals, right?
Yes.
And the symbol that I used, I took the water from Jakarta, who facing serious land subsidence. So the city, like, slowly some part are sinking. But in the volcanoes, this a very rapid grow volcanoes. So I asked the volcanoes to lift up Jakarta, something.
Yeah. So Jakarta can grow taller.
Yeah. Please go.
Grow fast like you.
Yeah,
And
such a big journey. And I'm curious, what was the most profound impact or learning from this journey for you? In so many ways, it just revealed so many conflicts between livelihood, ecology, different local labors, globalization, personal attachment to political regimes, and so on and on. Many different forms of sorrow and large issue are always entangled, interwoven, and like it feels like we are trapped together. But we also move along with this together. Do you feel you grow any certain activist advocacy apart from, yeah, this is like a political election that you are talking about? And yeah, I'm just curious, like, what's your take from this journey personally to see all this?
Well, I think the most striking me, the most profound part is the how close that we are with the tragedies. Like in some ways, people always thinks that no, we are live in a very good, and some people believe I'm what we like to become a good person, but in my observation, things could change quickly without any notice. A lot of many motives. One of the strongest motive is the destitution.
Destitution.
It's like the economical factor because people are extremely poor. So within this, that could accelerate many kind of impact in terms of the political impact, social impact, I think ecological impact. For example, in Sumatra, we heard a story about a person who only eat instant noodle for a week, just waiting the mothers of the bird. So this bird, it's a very expensive until all these birds now
Extinct.
gone. There is no this bird anymore. So
This man is a hunter.
yeah, this man is a hunter. I cannot imagine how people could survive, live on the top of the tree, just only eating instant noodles. So this kind of very strong economic motivation, people willing to do these extreme jobs. This is one of the example, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of shocking moments, I must say, and we don't have an answer for that situation, for that circumstances. But there is this feeling appear, especially when we arrive in Papua land.
The racism.
No, the white savior.
It's also a problem.
That's the Messiah complex.
Yeah.
It's
So
like aroused, suddenly
it's just
aroused,
like
strange.
automatically appears. Automatically, I feel that emotions, and I don't know why it came out. I don't know whether is it because we coming from the middle class? Is it because we live in the capital, or is it because and we consider ourselves more powerful than them, and that's why we want to help them? So this is really how to say mengganggu, annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be very hard to deal with this emotion.
Yeah.
So we carefully analyze this because wow, this aroused strongly, like how to think
how to
about
deal with that, and then because all of a sudden the conversation we had with the local people changed, and we have to perform. We have to perform, and we have to speak very carefully, and then all these things, like it just automatically we didn't become ourselves anymore. So we become someone else, and then we came there, and then this attitude, this white savior, just how to say,
And
like
also like people come
mixed
to
feeling.
Tita, like they think Tita is a philanthropist from the church.
Yeah.
This is many times happen this.
So our appearance already how to say, make a statement.
Yeah.
We are
Not even saying anything. You are,
Yes.
your presence is already a statement. Yeah.
Yes. And also because our skin is lighter, and then maybe because our dress is much better. So that's kind of perceptions that we have. So
I think in general, I try to make it short, but
Yeah.
I would like to find out more connectivity in between the violence that we encounter during our journey through the racism, weapon manufacturers,
yeah.
patriotisms, identity. So this kind of much bring us more hopeless to see the world.
Yeah. And also because
So you
that
feel much frustrated than before after this journey?
I think so, because this term that Irwan just mentioned is there. We were facing it there, so it's really exists. So
I feel more like fragile.
yeah,
I believe fragility is have opportunity to transform
Mm.
the world
Yeah.
as well.
But because you have traveled so many places and so long also, like I would imagine this is not the first time you encounter this kind of different and difficult kind of emotion. But how come this becomes so, I don't know, like so influential for you this time? And how do you reflect like your past 10 years of doing the project, the Ring of Fire? Like, is it like a turning point? Because in the beginning you say it's a 10-year project and this is the 10th year. Is this the final episode or just a new beginning? And I don't know.
I wish
Neither.
this is kind of a milestone. So it's the milestone. For
Okay.
sure, because our life now is not the same. Like we know people, they involve in the people life, and also vice versa. We involve in the people life, they involve in our people life.
Influence.
Involve, like we
also
know the
involve.
problems. There is a financial, there is a money problems, there is some family. So we part of this complicated relation. It's a very frustrated, but things are also very change how we make art and how we see art. At the moment, we don't have any interest to see art in Indonesia. That's why we more interest to digging up to this process. So maybe this is a turning point because maybe we have to be prepared about how we respond to this whole change.
Yeah.
And
express it as artistically, because we still believe that art is, for us, art is still the right platform to tell stories or to deliver all this complexity, and we still want to use art.
Yeah,
And
I believe, I mean, your work said it all. Too. Like that is one of the most powerful tool that we still have and we can feel and we can share.
yes, I hope we still have energy to more years to come, because
I
for
feel
the
more
Ring of Fire,
energy from you from watching this work. Really. Thank you. All right. Thank you for making this interview with us. And we really appreciate the opportunity of like, yeah, exploring all the stories of how you made this work and Thank you for presenting in Taipei. And we look forward to see you also in Taipei soon, one day.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much
Thank you
for
so much,
such a nice
Esther.
and your appreciation. It's
Yeah.
very meaningful for us.
Yeah, I'm really grateful that we can show our
Yeah.
project, our piece, although online, but yeah.
Yeah,
hoping
next
for-
time in person. All right. Have a great evening there.
You too.
Bye.
Have a great evening.